Have you ever dropped a piece of trash and thought, oh, it'll break down eventually? Well, I'm here in Sarnia, Ontario, cleaning up my community one piece at a time, and today I want to show you exactly how long that piece of trash actually sticks around. Spoiler alert, it's a lot longer than you think. I started Sarnia Green Clean to help local businesses with litter picking, but this has turned into something much bigger. I see the same types of trash every single day. Plastic bottles, cigarette butts, fast food wrappers, gum, you name it. And each of these pieces of trash has a hidden legacy most people don't even realize. They don't disappear, they get smaller. They end up in our soil, our lakes, and even in us. So today, let's break it down item by item. Let's start with something natural, a banana peel. It breaks down in about 1 to 2 months. That's really fast compared to everything else on this list. But if you toss it in the street, it's still litter. It can still harm wildlife and attract different pests. If you got food waste, compost it. Don't throw it on the ground. Number 2, cigarette butts. This one has got to be the most common thing that I find on the ground. They look small, but they're full of plastic and different chemicals. It can take up to 15 years for one of these to break down. In the meantime, it leaches toxic stuff into the environment, which ends up in our water, our soil, our food that we eat, everything. Now for the big one, plastic bottles. These can take up to 450 years. Let me repeat that, 450 years to break down. And even when they do, they don't really disappear. They break into something called microplastics, which make their way into our water, our soil, and even our food. All that for something we use literally for 10 minutes. Fast food trash isn't fast, okay? Those wrappers and bags you toss after lunch, they're usually lined with plastic and can last up to 20 to 30 years. I find these all over parks, bus stops, schoolyards, plazas, everywhere. They may seem like paper, but they definitely don't break down like it. Next up, plastic straws. Okay, plastic straws might seem, very small, but they can last around 200 years. That's 2 centuries for one sip of a drink. And they're one of the most common plastics that I find around parking lots and sidewalks. This one surprises a lot of people, okay, gum. Gum is made up with synthetic rubber, which means plastic. When you spit it out on the sidewalk, it can stay there for 500 years. It just doesn't disappear. It sticks literally and environmentally. And finally, glass bottles. These don't really decompose. They can even last over 1 million years. Even when they break, the sharp pieces stay in the environment basically forever. So that's not something we should be leaving behind, of course. Everything that I just listed, I've picked it up with my own hands here in Sarnia. I'm not doing this to shame anyone. I've done it so much when I was younger, okay? I'm doing it to open people's eyes. Most litter isn't dropped with bad intentions. It's just a habit that we need to change. I started Sarnia Green Clean to clean up our city, but I'm sharing this journey with the world because every city needs to hear this, and every person can literally play a small part, okay? You don't need to run a cleanup business to make a difference, okay? Here's how you can help. Pick up one piece of trash a day. You can switch to reusables when you can. You can teach someone else what you learned. Share them this video, even if it's a start. It starts with literally just awareness, and that's what I'm trying to do. Once you have awareness, it grows into action. If you learned something today, share this with someone. Subscribe if you want to follow my journey as I clean up Sarnia and do my part for the planet. Together, we can turn small actions into a big change. Let's clean up the world one piece at a time.